Colt, over here. You talked Sunday about the long journey back to this moment again. Could you talk about how that time not playing has made you a different quarterback? Are you a different quarterback than you were the last time you were a regular starter, and if so, how?
Am I a different quarterback? You know, I would say I'm older. You know, maybe a little bit stronger. You know, I think I've learned from a lot of my past experiences, and I've watched a lot of good quarterbacks play. And you know, hopefully by doing that, you naturally gain a little bit of confidence, even though you're standing on the sideline. So, yeah, I think that would be probably accurate.
Follow up on that. While you were in Cleveland, there was like an ongoing issue about your shoulder, which you had heard at Texas. How much, in retrospect, how much did that affect your play with Cleveland? And I assume that's no longer an issue with you now.
Yeah. Well, you don't ever want to make excuses or bring up, you know, injuries from the past. Or, you know, I was well enough to play. But, you know, with a nerve injury, you really have to stay on top of it. You know, and any quarterback who's had one has, you know, it's been a real issue. So mine was a real issue. But I'd like to say I'm over that now.
Now that it sounds like you're going to be the guy on Monday night, how special is it to be going back to Dallas to make this start?
Yeah, it's really, really unbelievable. I mean, I can't even sometimes take my mind there. But you're really just trying to approach this as a professional and know that this is our next game. This is our next opponent. It's a game in our division that we really need to win. And, you know, this week is really important. And I think it'll be helpful for me to get some reps. I didn't have any reps last week. So get some timing down with the receivers, with the O-line. You know, work on our silent counts. A lot of things that I just hadn't been able to do. So it'll be a huge week in practice for me to get more comfortable with the guys. But you know, this obviously is a huge game for us and for our season. And you know, we need a good sharp week.
Colt, you went from a pretty successful college career to go into the Browns to be the guy, and with coaching change 2 years later, you're basically out of a job. What was that roller coaster emotion like? I imagine it was difficult to take from being, you know, handing the keys to that organization, just kind of being dumped 2 years later.
Yeah, you know, it's tough. It's tough, but I wouldn't change some of my past experiences. You know, I've learned a whole lot from them, a whole lot. I've seen a whole lot. You know, my path in the NFL so far has been a lot different than other guys, but you know, I'm thankful for the things that I've learned and the experience that I've gained. And I've been in some good places with good coaches. And, you know, like I mentioned after the game, I really feel confident with our coaches here, with our players here, with this organization. You know, my teammates have welcomed me in. You know, they've kind of surrounded me and helped me last week. And, you know, hopefully they'll continue to do the same for me this week. And if we go down there, you know, to Dallas this weekend, this is, you know, Jay mentioned after practice, this is a huge game for us, but it's defense, it's offense, it's special teams, it's everybody. You know, I didn't go in and win the game last week. Our defense played well. They got some nice stops for us. The guys kind of brought me in, and they played well around me, and I just distributed the football. So hopefully we can do the same thing this week.
Colt, is it distracting, all the talk about possibly starting, possibly not?
You know, my focus is I'm just going to prepare as a starter. There's nothing else that I can do. You know, the decision is not up to me. What I can control is what I can control, and that's, you know, the reps that I get, the time that I spend up here preparing for Dallas. They're obviously 6-1, a great football team. We're going to have to bring our best game to Dallas on Monday night. So, you know, my focus is just take it day to day, not look forward to anything. You know, live in the now and approach it just like I would every other week.
Colt, I know it's a competition in practice, especially at the quarterback spot, but at the end of the day, you guys are still teammates. Any encouragement from Kirk or Robert, or if any, what are they saying?
I feel like we have a pretty solid room. You know, there's always been good communication since I've been here, and I don't think that'll change. I don't think that'll change at all. You know, when Kirk was starting, we were both really supportive of Kirk. When Robert's starting, Kirk and I were both supportive of Robert. You know, it is a competition every day. You know, I've had to approach my job that way ever since I've been in the NFL. So I don't think that will change me. The only difference is I'm taking the reps this week and I'm preparing to start.
Colt, given the stakes of Monday's game to the team, the national spotlight, the amount of time you've waited for this opportunity, how do you guard against, playing beyond yourself or trying to do too much or trying to win it all and redeem everything in one swoop? Or is that a mental challenge?
Yeah, I guess it could be. Like I said, I'm really just focused on right now. We're going over first, second down, their base defense, and really just trying to get a grasp of what they do, how they play. They've beaten a lot of good teams, a lot of good quarterbacks. So we obviously know that, this is a huge task for us as an offense. So I just don't want to get caught up in, this huge opportunity thing. I just want to go out there and be who I am, and that's who I am every day in here, be confident and go out there and play the best football I can play.
Jay was saying that he wants everybody to know who the quarterback is because it just kind of helps things in the week of practice. Do you agree, as a quarterback, do you agree that it helps everybody know as soon as that guy is thrown in there at practice to know, hey, whether it be you or Robert or Kirk, any situation, I'm the guy, let's move forward?
Yeah, I'd agree with that for sure. I think just for your team, that's accurate.
I should have looked this up, but when's the last time you would have started a game in Texas?
I started my rookie year, we played in Houston. I think that would probably be the last time. When I was in Cleveland, we played in Dallas, but I was the backup.
So Liz ran off a long laundry list of things culminating Monday night, but add that Texas, how,
yeah.
How does that add to it?
Well, I was going to get a few tickets before I wasn't playing, and now it's turned into a laundry list, so I don't want it to be too big of a distraction. No, I'm excited about going back to Dallas. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Colt, these are your first team snaps today too then, right?
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
It felt good. I think the biggest thing for me is getting on the same page with guys like Deshaun, Pierre, Andre, Jordan Reed, working with Alfred and Roy. Those things, naturally as a quarterback, where their guys are supposed to be, but throwing to them in the rhythm and the timing of the play is, you can't replace those reps that you get in practice. That's huge for me. It's huge for my confidence. And even though we were pretty efficient in the game Sunday, we still got to work and spend some time with each other, and I think that will be huge this week.
Okay, you came in on Sunday, got the pass to Pierre, and then the offense kind of, didn't, it was a little bit sluggish up until that final drive. What do you take away in terms of confidence from that final drive that you can carry over into this week and then maybe into next Monday?
Yeah, that was huge for us. We really, really needed to win that game, and didn't necessarily want to have to win it at the very end of the game, but for our offense to step on the field and put a drive together and go down and get a field goal to win was huge. And I think the team and the coaches and our organization will build off of that. I certainly hope so. As an offense, for us as a unit, that was big too. Doing that at home, something that we really want to do is win that game, and that was big for us. So hopefully there will be some carryover there for sure.
Colt, this might sound a little cliche, but it is Dallas week. Does it feel any different in the locker room because of maybe the win last week and the fact that it's Dallas?
Yeah, well, I think any place that you play or anywhere you are, games in your division are obviously, there's more excitement and there's more focus. So, yeah, you can definitely feel it in the building for sure. And going down there on Monday night, for us as a team, we just have to do, what we do best, and that's focus, control what we can control, practice well in order to, prepare ourselves for the challenge that we have on Monday night.
Thanks, Colt.
All right, thanks.